What if you ate only fruit for 30 days? No bread, no meat, no dairy, just fruit. It sounds simple, maybe even healthy. After all, fruits are full of vitamins, antioxidants, and fiber. They're natural, they're sweet, they're beautiful. They're the food we're told to eat more of. But is eating only fruit a good idea, especially as we age? Some people believe that fruit is the ultimate cleansing food, that by eating nothing but apples, bananas, grapes, and berries, you can detox your body, lose weight, heal your gut, and feel younger. Some even claim that it's the secret to reversing disease. But is it true or dangerously misleading? Let's take a deeper look, because the science tells a more complex story, one that most people never hear, especially for older adults. When our nutritional needs shift, when our digestion slows, and when our muscles and bones need more than just sugar and fiber. Yes, fruit has its place, but when it becomes the only food you eat, things can change quickly. At first you might feel lighter, even energized, but after a few days or a couple weeks, your body starts sending signals: hunger, fatigue, brain fog, weakness, and for some, serious health risks. What if your blood sugar spikes? What if your muscles shrink from lack of protein? What if your liver can't keep up with the overload of fructose? What if, instead of detoxing, you end up deficient, depleted, inflamed? In this video, we'll walk through the real science. What happens inside your body when you eat only fruit for 30 days? The good, the bad, and the dangerous. We'll break down the nutrients you get and the ones you miss. We'll explain how it affects your energy, your heart, your brain, your bones, and your long-term health. If you or someone you love is over 60, this information could change the way you eat forever. Let's explore the truth about fruit-owned diets and what your body truly needs to stay strong, vibrant, and healthy as you age. Fruit has always held a special place in human history. It's the food of gardens, of nature, of summer mornings, and sweet endings. It's colorful, fragrant, full of life. But what is fruit, really? From a nutritional standpoint, fruit is primarily made of water, natural sugars, mostly fructose, fiber, and a mix of vitamins and antioxidants. That's what makes it refreshing. That's what makes it healthy. In the right amount, in the right context. Fruits are rich in vitamin C, a powerful antioxidant that protects your cells. They contain potassium, which helps regulate blood pressure. They offer polyphenols and flavonoids, compounds shown to reduce inflammation and support heart health. They also have fiber, especially in the skin and pulp, which helps digestion and supports gut bacteria. And yes, they taste good. They satisfy your sweet tooth naturally. But here's the catch. Fruit is also high in sugar, not table sugar, not corn syrup, but fructose, a natural sugar that behaves very differently in the body. Unlike glucose, which is used by every cell, fructose must be processed by the liver. If you eat a small apple or a handful of blueberries, your body handles it well. But if you flood your system with fruit smoothies, fruit bowls, fruit-oil meals, your liver may struggle. It's like asking your liver to process dessert all day long. Most fruits contain between 10 to 25 grams of sugar per serving. A banana, about 15 grams. A bunch of grapes, over 20. A mango, up to 45. If you eat 5 or 6 servings of fruit a day, which is easy to do when fruit is all you eat, you could be taking in over 150 grams of sugar every day. That's nearly 4 times what the American Heart Association recommends for added sugars. Now remember, sugar is not evil, but too much sugar, even from natural sources, can be harmful, especially as we age. As our metabolism slows, as insulin becomes less efficient, as inflammation rises, we become more sensitive to sugar overload. And while fruit offers fiber to slow the spike, it doesn't cancel out the sugar entirely. So fruit by itself is not the enemy, but fruit without balance, without protein, without healthy fats or minerals can lead to imbalance. Think of fruit like a helpful friend. When it shows up at the right time, in the right company, it's wonderful. But if it takes over the whole house, if it becomes the only guest at the table, problems begin to emerge. That's why we must look deeper, not just at what fruit offers, but at what it lacks. The next chapter of this story reveals what happens inside your body in real time when you rely solely on fruit for fuel. What seems like a sweet solution may have sour consequences. So what happens when you start eating only fruit? For the first few days, maybe even the first week, it can feel incredible. Many people describe a burst of energy, a clearer mind, easier digestion. You may wake up feeling lighter, less bloated, more refreshed, and for some, Even their skin begins to glow. It's easy to believe the fruit-owned diet is working, and in some ways, it is. When you stop eating processed foods, excess salt, fried fats, and refined sugar, your body gets a break. You remove many of the inflammatory triggers hiding in packaged snacks and fast foods. Instead, you're flooding your body with water, fiber, vitamins, and antioxidants. Your digestive system starts to clean itself out. Your gut bacteria shift toward healthier strains. Your blood pressure may drop slightly just from the increase in potassium and decrease in sodium. You're also likely eating fewer calories. Naturally, fruit is bulky but not dense in calories. That means you feel full, but you're consuming less overall. This caloric reduction often leads to early weight loss. But here's the important distinction. It's mostly water and glycogen, not fat. When you drop processed carbs, your body lets go of stored water and the scale drops fast. It's rewarding, it's exciting, but it's also temporary. In the first week or so, your body may feel a surge of vitality. That's not your imagination. You've likely improved your hydration, you're moving your bowels more regularly, you've reduced inflammatory foods, you're supporting your liver and kidneys by lightening their load, you may even feel emotionally cleaner, like you're doing something pure, something good for your body. And that mindset matters too. Fruits contain powerful compounds like quercetin, resveratrol, and anthocyanins found in apples, grapes, and berries. These fight oxidative stress and may reduce the risk of chronic disease over time. The fiber in fruit feeds your gut microbiome, helping your intestines produce short-chain fatty acids that reduce inflammation. These are real, measurable benefits, and for a short window of time, your body appreciates the shift. You might also sleep better at first. With your digestion simplified, your body spends less time breaking down dense foods. That can lead to a deeper rest. You may wake up with more clarity. Even your joints may feel less achy due to reduced inflammation. For those with arthritis or bloating issues, this feels like a miracle. But here's the caution. Most of these benefits happen not because you're eating only fruit, but because you've removed harmful foods. The early glow, the lightness, the clarity, they often result from what you've stopped doing, not just what you've added. And while fruit provides hydration and antioxidants, it doesn't give your body everything it needs to thrive long-term. In this early stage, your body is running on reserves. It's using stored protein, stored minerals, stored fats. It's borrowing from your nutritional savings account. And that's okay, for a while. But as the weeks go on, the balance begins to shift. The longer you stay on a fruit-loom path, the more you may start to feel not energized, but depleted. That's where we're headed next, because after this initial honeymoon phase, your body starts to send new signals, and they're not so sweet. After the first week, things begin to change. What once felt like energy now begins to feel like anxiety. The lightness you celebrated turns into weakness. You find yourself feeling hungry all the time, not just physical hunger, but a deep, persistent emptiness, like your body is missing something. Because it is. Without protein, your muscles begin to break down. The body needs amino acids to repair cells, build enzymes, support the immune system, and maintain strength. But fruit doesn't offer complete protein. It can't supply enough leucine, lysine, or methionine, essential amino acids your body can't make on its own. As the days pass, your muscle mass starts to shrink, especially if you're over 60, when sarcopenia, age muscle loss, is already a risk. Without fats, your hormones begin to suffer. Cholesterol, often demonized, is actually the building block for estrogen, testosterone, and cortisol. Fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K require dietary fat to be absorbed. Fruit doesn't contain fat, so even if you get sunlight or take a multivitamin, your body can't make use of what it needs. Your mood may shift, your sleep may become restless, your skin may dry out. For women, hormonal imbalances may feel sharper. For men, motivation and focus may fade. Your liver, too, is working overtime. Fructose must be metabolized entirely in the liver. When it's overwhelmed, especially with daily intake from bananas, mangoes, grapes, and dates, it turns that sugar into fat. Not the kind you see around your waist, but the kind that builds inside your organs. Non-alcoholic fatty liver disease is rising in older adults, and excess fructose is a major cause. Then there's the blood sugar roller coaster. Fruit does contain fiber, but not always enough to blunt the insulin response, especially when consumed in juice form or without any protein or fat. You eat, your blood sugar rises, your insulin spikes, then you crash. That's when you feel shaky, tired, irritable, and hungry again. This constant spike and drop cycle taxes your pancreas, increases your risk of insulin resistance, and eventually type 2 diabetes. And let's not forget your brain. Without enough healthy fats or amino acids, your brain struggles to maintain focus and memory. Neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin depend on nutrients found in eggs, fish, and legumes, not fruit. Over time, you may notice forgetfulness, brain fog, a loss of motivation. You're not lazy, your brain is starving. Your teeth may suffer too. Fruit acids, especially from citrus and dried fruit, erode tooth enamel. Sticky fruits like bananas and dates feed the bacteria in your mouth. The result? Increased plaque, gum inflammation, and a higher risk of decay. For older adults with existing dental issues, this becomes a serious concern. And here's the hardest part. Many people don't connect these symptoms to their fruit of a diet. They think they're just getting older. But aging isn't always the cause. Sometimes it's deficiency, disguised as decline. You started this journey hoping to heal, to feel better, to nourish your body with nature's best. But now, your body is telling a different story. You're missing something, and the longer you continue, the louder that message becomes. Coming up next, we'll take a closer look at fruit sugar and why it behaves very differently inside your body than most people think. We've all heard it, don't worry, it's natural sugar. And yes, fruit sugar is natural, but that doesn't always mean safe. The sugar found in fruit called fructose behaves very differently from glucose, the sugar your body uses for energy. And when you eat large amounts of fruit, especially without fiber, protein, or fat, fructose can become a hidden threat. Here's how it works. When you eat glucose from bread, rice, or potatoes, it enters your bloodstream quickly. Your pancreas responds by releasing insulin, helping move that sugar into your cells for energy or storage. It's a direct system. Blood sugar rises, insulin responds, energy flows. Fructose, on the other hand, bypasses that route. It doesn't enter your bloodstream the same way. Instead, 100% of fructose must be processed by your liver. Now, your liver can handle small amounts. One apple, a few berries, no problem. But when your liver gets overloaded, say with 3 bananas, a mango, a fruit smoothie, and a bowl of grapes, it shifts into emergency mode. It starts converting excess fructose into triglycerides, a type of fat that circulates in your blood. Over time, this raises your risk of fatty liver disease, metabolic syndrome, and cardiovascular issues. And the tricky part is, you don't feel it right away. You don't get that sugar rush from fructose like you do with soda or candy. But make no mistake, damage can still be happening beneath the surface, especially in older adults whose liver function may already be slower and whose insulin sensitivity is reduced. Fructose also increases something called uric acid, a waste product that in high levels can lead to gout, joint pain, and kidney stones. This is especially dangerous if you're not drinking enough water or if you're combining fruits with dehydration. That's why some people feel achy, sore, or inflamed after several weeks on a fruit-heavy plan. Then there's your gut. While fiber-rich fruits can help digestion, too much fructose can overwhelm your small intestine, sending undigested sugars into your colon. That's where gas, bloating, and discomfort begin. For people with IBS or sensitive digestion, this becomes a real problem. Diarrhea, cramping, constant urgency. It's not just uncomfortable, it's disruptive to daily life. So, is fruit sugar all bad? No. But it's not free either. Context matters. Fructose works best when it comes with fiber, with limits, and as part of a balanced plate. When it floods your liver on its own, especially day after day, the consequences build up slowly, silently, and dangerously. Up next, we'll explore how this sugar imbalance can quietly weaken your immune system, leaving you more vulnerable than you think. Your immune system is your body's defense team. It protects you from viruses, bacteria, and even rogue cells that could turn into cancer. And like any good team, it needs the right tools. Amino acids to build antibodies, vitamins to signal response, minerals to activate enzymes. But here's the problem. A Fruit Loom diet leaves this system under-equipped. Let's start with protein. Your immune system relies on protein to make white blood cells, repair tissue, and mount an effective response when you get sick. Without it, your defenses weaken. Fruit contains almost no usable protein, and without sufficient amino acids, especially glutamine and arginine, your body cannot sustain a strong immune army. This is especially dangerous for seniors who already experience age immune decline. Now think about vitamin D. It's essential for immune balance, reducing inflammation and helping your cells recognize threats. But fruit has zero vitamin D. You either get it from the sun, which becomes harder with age, or from foods like eggs, salmon, and fortified dairy. If you eat only fruit, your vitamin D drops, and when that happens, your risk of infection goes up. What about zinc? It helps regulate inflammation and supports wound healing, but again, fruit doesn't provide enough. Zinc is found in seeds, meat, and legumes, all missing from a fruitarian plate. Without it, you might notice that cuts heal slower, or that you catch colds more often. It's not just bad luck, it's a sign of a weakened defense line. Then there's iron, not the kind in leafy greens, but the heme iron found in animal sources, which is absorbed more efficiently. Seniors often struggle with anemia, fatigue, and dizziness, and without proper iron intake, these symptoms grow worse. Fruit simply can't provide the iron your body depends on to carry oxygen and support immunity. And don't forget vitamin B12, critical for red blood cell formation, nerve health, and cognitive clarity. Fruit has none, zero. You can't get it from any plant, and a deficiency can lead to fatigue, memory problems, even depression. For older adults, this isn't a minor issue, it's life-altering. On top of that, fruit, especially in excess, feeds yeast and harmful gut bacteria, candida overgrowth, gas, bloating. These are signs of imbalance. When your gut microbiome suffers, so does your immune system. Because 70% of immune cells live in the gut, and if that environment becomes inflamed or overrun, your whole system is compromised. So yes, fruit brings vitamins, but it also takes away critical supports. When it stands alone, your immune system doesn't run on sugar and fiber alone. It needs protein, it needs fat, it needs minerals. Without them, you're not building protection. You're lowering the gates and hoping nothing breaks through. Next, let's see how this imbalance impacts your strength, your bones, and your physical safety. As we get older, our muscles shrink, our bones lose density, and our teeth become more fragile. That's a natural part of aging, but a fruit-owned diet can quietly speed up this decline, turning slow changes into serious health risks. Let's start with muscle loss. Your body needs protein every single day to maintain muscle mass. Without it, you lose strength. You lose balance, you lose independence. Fruit contains almost no protein, and what little it does have lacks the full range of amino acids your body requires. If you're over 60 and you cut out eggs, beans, fish, or chicken, you're not just skipping a food group, you're starving your muscles, and when your muscles shrink, you're more likely to fall, more likely to be injured, and more likely to struggle with simple tasks like getting up from a chair or climbing stairs. Then there's bone health. Your bones need calcium, vitamin D, magnesium, and vitamin K2 to stay strong and resilient. Fruit doesn't offer enough of these. Some fruits contain small amounts of calcium, like oranges or kiwis, but not nearly enough to meet daily needs. And remember, calcium requires vitamin D to be absorbed properly. Without fat in your diet, vitamin D can't be used, so even if you get sun exposure or take supplements, your bones still miss out. Over time, this leads to osteopenia and then osteoporosis. For older adults, brittle bones mean broken hips, long hospital stays, and lost mobility. Many people think strong bones come from milk alone, but in truth, they come from a full, balanced diet, with protein, fat, minerals, and the right nutrients working together. Fruit alone can't provide that. And what about your teeth? Most people forget that the mouth is part of the skeletal system. Fruit, especially acidic or dried fruit, can be tough on your teeth. Citrus fruits erode enamel. Bananas and dates cling to the gums and feed harmful bacteria. Over time, this leads to more plaque, gum inflammation, and eventually tooth decay. And as we age, enamel thins and gums recede. That makes every bite more vulnerable to damage. Even your jaw muscles suffer without enough protein. That's why some people on extreme fruit diets experience jaw fatigue, TMJ pain, or loose teeth. Your jaw is a muscle too, and just like your legs, it needs strength to function well. So yes, fruit can be part of a healthy diet. It hydrates, it provides antioxidants, it even helps with digestion. But when it replaces protein, calcium, and fat, it begins to erode your physical foundation. Not overnight, but quietly, steadily, and often without warning. Coming up, we'll explore how a fruit-owned diet affects your brain, your memory, your mood, and the way you feel each day. Your brain is one of the most sensitive organs in your body. It needs constant fuel, steady nutrients, and the right balance of chemicals to function well. When you eat only fruit, that balance gets disrupted, slowly at first, then more noticeably. The brain runs on glucose, yes, but it also depends heavily on fats and amino acids. These build neurotransmitters, the messengers that control your mood, memory, and mental clarity. Without enough healthy fat from foods like fish, nuts, and eggs, your brain struggles to produce dopamine, serotonin, and acetylcholine. These are the chemicals that help you feel focused, calm, emotionally steady. When they drop, you may feel anxious, irritable, or down without knowing why. People on fruit diets often report emotional swings, bursts of energy followed by crashes, moments of joy replaced by fatigue or fog. That's not just aging, that's biochemical instability. Your brain needs cholesterol to build myelin, the protective sheath around nerves. Without it, signals slow down, memory fades, reflexes dull, decision-making becomes harder. You feel off but can't explain why. Then there's blood sugar. Fruit is high in natural sugar, and when eaten alone, it can cause sharp spikes and rapid drops in blood glucose. These highs and lows impact more than just your energy. They affect how your brain functions. Low blood sugar can make you dizzy, confused, or emotional, and if this happens often, your brain becomes inflamed, tired, and less efficient. Older adults are especially vulnerable here. The aging brain already faces challenges: reduced blood flow, oxidative stress, and cellular wear. A diet lacking in omega-3s, B vitamins, and choline only speeds up cognitive decline. These nutrients are found in salmon, flax seeds, liver, and whole eggs, not in fruit. Vitamin B12 deficiency, common in fruit-load diets, has been linked to depression, memory loss, and even dementia. The scary part? It can creep in slowly. You might forget appointments, struggle to find words, or feel disconnected. You think it's just stress or age, but sometimes it's malnutrition in disguise. Let's also talk sleep. Melatonin production relies on serotonin, which depends on tryptophan, an amino acid found in turkey, dairy, and nuts. Without it, sleep becomes fragmented. You lie awake, you wake up too early, or you wake up tired. And poor sleep makes mood and memory even worse. Your emotions, your concentration, your ability to enjoy life, they're all tied to what you feed your brain. And while fruit offers antioxidants that protect neurons, it doesn't provide the raw materials your brain needs to build those systems. Protection isn't enough. You need construction too. Next, we'll expose the common myths around fruit diets, including the celebrity trends that may have done more harm than good. One of the biggest myths about health is this: if it's natural, it must be good. And when it comes to fruit, that belief runs deep. Many people think that because fruit comes from trees, from nature, it's automatically safe, that you can eat as much as you want without worry. But that's not how the body works. Even natural foods have limits. Another myth? If animals eat fruit, we should too? Yes, apes and monkeys eat fruit. But they also eat leaves, insects, roots, and bark. Their digestive systems are different. Their activity levels are different. Their needs are different. Copying animal diets rarely leads to human health. Then there's the idea of cleansing, that fruit will detox your body, but the truth is, your liver and kidneys do the detoxing, not fruit. While some fruits can support detox pathways, no food can magically clean your system. In fact, too much fructose can burden your liver, the very organ you're trying to protect. As fruit-cold diets became popular through celebrity trends, Steve Jobs was known for experimenting with fruitarianism. But what many don't know is that actor Ashton Kutcher tried the same diet and ended up hospitalized with pancreas issues after just a few weeks. Extreme doesn't mean effective, and famous doesn't mean healthy. Many influencers also post beautiful fruit bowls, colorful smoothies, tropical cleanses, but they rarely show what happens behind the scenes: the cravings, the fatigue, the nutrient deficiencies. It looks good on camera, but may not feel good in real life. There's also a dangerous belief that cutting out food groups is the fastest way to heal. But healing comes from balance, not restriction. Cutting out processed foods is great, but cutting out protein, fats, and minerals along the way, that leads to deeper imbalances. Finally, some people think fruit is enough because they feel better at first. But as we've seen, early improvements often come from removing junk, not from relying solely on fruit. Feeling lighter doesn't mean you're getting stronger, and clarity without nourishment won't last. In the next section, we'll explore how to use fruit the right way, combining it with other essential nutrients to support your body, especially after 60. So how can you enjoy fruit without harming your health? The answer isn't to cut it out completely, it's to use fruit wisely as part of a balanced, nourishing diet. especially after 60 when your body needs more support, not more restriction. First, let's talk portion. For most older adults, 2 to 3 servings of fruit per day is plenty. That could mean 1 apple, a small bowl of berries, and half a banana. You don't need giant smoothies. Or fruit platters the size of dinner plates. A small, ripe fruit enjoyed at the right time goes a long way. Next, timing. Fruit is best eaten earlier in the day, when your metabolism is more active and your blood sugar is more stable. Try adding a few slices of kiwi to your breakfast, or a handful of blueberries with your oatmeal. If you eat fruit alone, do it as a light snack between meals, not late at night, when sugar spikes can disrupt sleep. Most important, pair your fruit with other foods. Never eat fruit by itself if you're sensitive to blood sugar. Combine it with healthy fats or protein. For example, apple slices with almond butter, grapes with a small piece of cheese, or berries on top of full-fat Greek yogurt. This slows down the sugar absorption, keeps your insulin balanced, and helps you stay fuller longer. Choose lower sugar fruits when possible. Berries are excellent, packed with antioxidants, low in sugar and gentle on blood sugar. Green apples, pears, and kiwi are better than tropical fruits like mango or pineapple. Avoid dried fruits, they're sugar-dense and lack water and volume. And be careful with fruit juices, which strip out fiber and concentrate sugar. Even natural juice can spike your insulin just like soda. Also pay attention to how your body responds. If fruit makes you feel bloated, tired, or hungry again within an hour, it might not be working for you in that moment. Use fruit as a tool, not a foundation. Your foundation should include clean proteins like fish, eggs, lentils, healthy fats like avocado, olive oil, nuts, and plenty of non-starchy vegetables. Think of fruit as nature's accent, not the whole meal. It adds sweetness, it brings color, it delivers antioxidants, but it needs a team around it. Your body is not designed to run on sugar alone, no matter how natural it is. In the final section, we'll tie it all together, why fruit matters, but why balance matters more, and how making small changes can lead to lasting strength, clarity, and health after 60. You've come a long way. You've looked behind the curtain of a trendy idea and seen the truth for yourself. Fruit is beautiful, it's nourishing, it's powerful. But like all things in nature, it's best in balance, not in isolation. Eating only fruit may sound simple, even healing, and in small ways it can be. But health after 60 isn't about extremes. It's about wisdom. It's about choosing what fuels you, not just today, but years from now. Strength doesn't come from cutting more and more out. It comes from building in what your body truly needs. You've seen how the early benefits, the energy, the lightness, the clarity, are often short-term. You've learned how your muscles, your bones, your brain, and your immune system need more than sugar and fiber. They need protein, they need fat, they need minerals, and they need consistency. Real healing is quiet, it's slow, and it begins when you stop chasing quick fixes and start listening to your body. You don't need to fear fruit, you just need to respect it. Use it as a partner, not the whole plant. Let it brighten your meals, let it bring joy to your mornings, let it cool your afternoons. But let it share the stage with the rest of the foods that keep you strong. The truth is, getting older isn't about losing. It's about refining, about doing less, but doing it better, about learning which choices truly support you and letting go of the rest. When you nourish your body with care, with intention, with balance, it gives back in energy, in clarity, in freedom. And here's the best part, you don't have to do it perfectly. You just have to keep showing up. One meal at a time, one choice at a time, one gentle step toward the life you deserve. So if this video opened your eyes or reminded you of something important, share it. Pass it on to a friend, a loved one, a neighbor. Because food isn't just personal, it's communal, and health grows stronger when it's shared. Thank you for being here with us today, for choosing knowledge, for choosing health, for choosing yourself.